Welcome to Golf Tips. My name is Trevor Moore, teaching professional with Advantage Golf Academy located at Cottonwood Coulee Golf Course. We've spent the early part of the season here working on cleaning up short game. We've gone through some putting. Now it's time to work out to the chip shots. We're going to take two parts. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the mechanics and the setup to improve the quality of your contact. Next week we'll talk about club selection. When it comes to chipping, we've got to look at this very simply. Primary goal number one is to improve the quality and repetition of your contact. If it gets too sketchy and you're hitting it thin on some and chunking the grass on the other, you have no chance to control distance or understand club selection. So we're going to hit these shots. We're going to work on a couple of setup keys and a mechanical piece for you to make sure you can clean up that contact. First thing is hitting the golf shots. When we chip, we want to look at the setup. Number one, I want to narrow the stance down a touch. Number two, I want the golf ball to go from the middle of my stance to much closer to the right foot. So the ball is going to move back in my stance. So we're narrowing, we're moving the ball back. I want to turn my toes slightly ahead of the golf ball. Lastly, and probably most importantly, I want my hands and my hips to lean towards the target slightly. Okay, so in the setup, we have the shaft angled forward, the weight on the front foot, and the ball back in the stance, which promotes descending blows on the golf ball. So we're contacting on the downswing rather than trying to contact it on the upswing. We're letting the loft of the club get the ball in the air, not using our mechanics to get the ball in the air. So again, we hop into our stance, we narrow it down, ball moves back, turn the toes slightly, hands and hips forward, and now you're set up to make your stroke and let loft get the ball in the air. From a mechanical perspective, the big mistake people make is they involve way too much wrist. They're trying to slide the club under the golf ball rather than trusting the loft on the club will do the work. When we make our stroke, we want it to be arms and shoulders. We want to avoid using of the wrists. Those wrists get involved way too often with people. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the hands ahead of the club head, and you're trying to maintain that position as long as you can. We don't want the club head to whip past the hands, which is a great indicator the wrists have been used. So work on the setup. Again, get yourself in a situation with a narrower stance, ball further back and toes slightly turned, hands and hips lean to the target, and then from a stroke perspective, keep the hands ahead of the club head into impact, and you'll find you'll make much better contact all the time. Work on this week's contact. We'll talk club selection next week. Take care.